Doorbell cameras are made to protect us, but what happens when they capture something beyond protection? You won't believe what people found standing outside their homes. These aren't scripted. These are real doorbell recordings that will haunt you. Case number 1. On September 5th, 2018, it was late at night in Boca Raton, Florida. The clock showed 10:57 p.m. when the sound of the doorbell echoed through a quiet house. A teenage boy, home with his mother and sister, looked at the Ring camera feed, and what he saw made his blood run cold. On the screen stood a man wearing a bulletproof vest holding an AR-15 rifle. His name was Kevin Flaherty, their neighbor. His face looked empty, like he wasn't fully there. The boy froze. The man didn't knock softly or wait politely. He just stood there staring straight into the camera. The teen's phone buzzed. It was his father, Thomas Derrico, calling from San Diego, far away on a business trip. His father's voice was shaking. He already knew who was outside. He told them that this person is Kevin. He's got a gun. Don't open the door. Stay quiet. Inside, the mother grabbed her daughter and pulled her away from the windows. The boy could still see Kevin through the camera feed, pacing slowly, rifle in hand, sometimes glancing toward the house like he was listening for movement. They all knew why he was there. A few days before, Kevin's wife and daughter had left him after he threatened to shoot them. His daughter had been staying with the Derrico family, the same house he was now standing outside. The teen whispered to 911, his voice shaking. Deputies were on their way, but every second felt like an hour. Kevin finally turned away. His shadow faded from the camera. The family stayed frozen in silence, afraid to even breathe, listening to the sound of distant sirens getting closer. Later, deputies said Kevin had a long history of threats, alcohol, and drug abuse. But that night, through the flickering blue glow of the Ring feed, he wasn't just a neighbor, he was death standing at their door. With that being said, let's move on to our second disturbing incident caught on a doorbell camera. Case number 2. On October 18th, 2023, it was a quiet night in Kent, Washington, when a family pulled into their driveway after a long day. The father stepped out first, then his wife and their young daughter. Everything seemed normal until he noticed a shadow moving near the streetlights. The Ring camera caught it clearly. A man walking fast toward the house, wearing dark clothes, holding a gun. The man didn't hesitate. He rushed up the steps and tried to force the front door open. You could hear the door shake as he pushed hard, trying to get in. Inside, the father pushed his family back and slammed his shoulder against the door. The man outside shouted something, his voice low and angry. The camera picked up the sound of metal, the gun hitting the door. The father yelled for his wife to call 911. Her voice trembled as she gave the address. Through the doorbell camera, you could see the man's hand gripping the gun tighter, trying again to push through. Then there was silence. He stopped, looked around, and backed away slowly. The ring footage showed him disappearing into the darkness as sirens began to echo in the distance. Police later said the armed man had followed the family home from a nearby store. But that night, in those few minutes, he was more than a stranger. He was a nightmare standing inches away from the people trapped inside. Let's move on to our third footage, case number 3. On August 31st, 2022, a calm summer evening turned disturbing for Lisa and Paul. While they were away on vacation, a ring notification appeared on their phone at 8:37 p.m. They opened the live feed expecting maybe a delivery or a neighbor, but what they saw instead made their hearts race. A woman was standing at their front door. She wasn't knocking, she wasn't moving much. She just stood there, silent, still, and staring straight into the camera. Her body shifted slightly like she was waiting for something, but her expression never changed. Lisa and Paul had never seen her before. She didn't seem lost, yet she didn't act normally either. There was no sound, no reason, no explanation, only her blank face caught in the soft glow of the porch light. For several minutes she remained there, moving only to tilt her head once toward the door, as if listening to something inside. Then, just as quietly as she came, she turned away and disappeared into the night. No one knew who she was or why she had come, but that brief ring footage left behind a feeling that something had been watching and waiting, even while the house was empty. Moving on to our fourth disturbing incident caught on a doorbell camera. Case number 4. It was November 1st, 2022, a cold, quiet night when the sound of the doorbell broke the silence at 3:30 a.m. The house was dark, and everyone was asleep until the faint sound of a woman's voice came through the Ring doorbell. On the camera, their neighbor, someone they had known for almost a year, stood outside in her nightclothes. Her voice was calm at first, but something about her tone felt strange, like she wasn't fully aware of where she was.
Hi, do you live here?
Yeah, I will live here.
She asked if they lived there, even though she had visited before. She talked about her computer, her nose injury, and needing help, all in a quiet, shaky voice. She kept saying odd things, pausing as if she was talking to someone else who wasn't there.
Okay. Are you any good with computers?
We're in bed.
Can I come up?
No, we're in bed.
Oh, you're inside. I thought you said you were outside. Um, do you have time to come over and help me with it? If you don't, I'm just going to have to wait tomorrow. And
The couple inside stayed in bed, listening to her through the speaker. The way she kept repeating the same questions, the way her words drifted in and out, made the air feel heavy. It didn't sound like a normal late-night visit.
go to Best Buy or something. So it's up to you. But I'm waiting for an MRI to be scheduled of my head since I probably broke my nose and shoved it up into my head.
Can we do this tomorrow? It's like 3:30 in the morning.
Um, yes, I'll get up and do that with you.
She stayed there for several minutes, speaking softly, almost like she was lost in thought. Then, without saying goodbye or turning away from the camera, she slowly stepped back into the dark and disappeared down the street.
At 3:30 in the morning.
No, it's 3:30 in the morning right now. Can we do this tomorrow?
Yes, we can do it tomorrow. I can just take it somewhere tomorrow. It's
Okay.
fine. I'm not trying to be a pain in the butt. I just hate computer stuff. And we're getting the kinks worked out of mine. It's new software, new hard drive, new everything. I'm way behind the times. So I'll just
Okay.
wait. Okay.
Bye.
Let me know. I'll be happy to call someone.
Okay.
All right.
By morning, the neighbors called to check on her, but no one answered. The only proof of her visit was the quiet, disturbing ring footage from that night. A familiar face at an unfamiliar hour, speaking words that made no sense at all. Moving on to our fifth footage. Case number 5. It started on November 23rd, 2021, in a quiet neighborhood where nothing unusual ever happened. But for 3 nights in a row, always around 1 a.m., a strange whistling sound began echoing through the dark streets.
You don't hear that?
It wasn't random or broken. It followed a steady rhythm, as if someone was standing just out of sight, repeating the same tune again and again.
You only watch soccer? We're not talking about football. You literally Mark.
The homeowner stayed awake the 3rd night, waiting. The house was dark, the windows shut tight, and the only sound was the soft hum of the camera turning on. Then it came again, that same slow, cold whistle, drifting closer.
Mark, I was about to say Liberty. Mark. Bro. What is that? What the fuck is that? What do you mean? What the fuck? What is that? What is that? What is that? What the fuck? Mark, you don't hear. Mark, bro, I'm not joking.
It didn't sound like a bird. It didn't sound like wind. It sounded human, deliberate. The kind of sound made by someone who knew he was being listened to.
I have it on camera. I have it on camera.
When the camera caught it, the video showed nothing, just a man roaming in the street. But the audio captured it clearly, a sharp, eerie whistle slicing through the silence. Some said it could have been someone walking their dog or a late-night jogger. But after 3 nights of the same chilling sound at the same time, that explanation didn't make sense.
Mark, bro, I know you're in a call, bro, but dude, if you can hear me, Mark, I'm just seeing some scary right now. What the fuck? Dude, that's scary. I'm gonna turn off my TV.
The whistle came like a signal, one that never waited for an answer. With that being said, let's move on to our 6th disturbing incident caught on a doorbell camera. Case number 6. On May 24th, 2018, in Forest Park, Georgia, a homeowner checked his Ring security footage after getting a motion alert around 2:13 a.m. What he saw on the screen was something that made his hands shake. In the video, a figure of light drifted across the front yard. It didn't move like a person. There were no footsteps, no clear shape, just a faint human form sliding through the air. The air around it seemed to bend and twist, as if something invisible was warping the space itself. The figure glowed softly, leaving a ripple behind it, like heat rising off pavement. Then, as it passed near the porch, the camera flickered, the light dimmed, and for a moment, the whole frame distorted, as though electricity pulsed through it. There was no sound, no wind, just silence. And then, just as suddenly as it appeared, the glowing shape faded out, leaving behind an empty yard and a faint blur in the air where it had been. When the footage was sent to MUFON, investigators noted what looked like electromagnetic distortion, the kind often linked to strong, unexplainable energy fields. But for the homeowner, it wasn't about science anymore. That night, something had passed through his yard, something not from the living world. That brings us to our last footage for the most disturbing incidents caught on doorbell camera. Case number 7. On December 19th, 2017, at 3:30 a.m., in the stillness of the night, Michael Hernandez and his family were asleep when a sudden Ring doorbell alert broke the silence. The app buzzed again and again, 3, maybe 4 times, before he finally opened his eyes. As he reached for his phone, he noticed a strange, bright glow through the window. Within seconds, the glow turned into flames, spreading fast across the side of the house. He jumped out of bed, rushed to the front door, and tried to turn on the hose, but the air was already too hot to breathe. The heat hit his face like a wave. Smoke poured in through the cracks as the fire climbed higher. He ran back inside, grabbed a small fire extinguisher, and fought the flames while his fiancée called 911. The Ring camera outside kept recording, showing flickers of orange light, sparks rising into the darkness, and the reflection of fire crawling across the walls.
Oh, shit! Ow!
By the time firefighters arrived, part of the house next door was already gone. But his family had escaped, all because the Ring system had sounded those early warnings.
Ow!
That night, a small piece of technology had done more than record an event. It had saved lives. For more videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button and like this video. Comment below which case you find the most horrifying. Don't forget to press the bell icon for future notifications. Stay safe out there.